Hi, and welcome back to STEM with Mrs. Dabrowski. Today, boys and girls, we're going to be using baking soda and vinegar. And I'm sure you've done many things with this before, maybe made volcanoes. You've probably done this in school or at home. Today, we're going to do something where we're going to notice what happens when the baking soda and the vinegar mix together. I have already gotten a glass that I've put about half a cup of warm water, to which I've added just 1 tablespoon of our baking soda. I did this earlier so it wouldn't be as cloudy. If you notice, nothing's really happening to our glass with the baking soda. And that's because it needs an acid to cause a chemical reaction. So if your mom bakes cakes or muffins homemade, she's gonna have to add either baking soda or baking powder, or they will be dense and flat and not the fluffy with the air bubbles that get in there. That's because of the reaction between the baking soda, or sometimes baking powder, and an acid in what she's cooking. So today what I'm gonna do is, so we can see this work, is I'm gonna put some spaghetti into our cup. And if you notice, nothing's happening to our spaghetti. It's going straight to the bottom. Now, I have spaghetti at my house, so that's what I'm using, but if you don't have that and you have rice or maybe even raisins, you may use those. I'm gonna add this vinegar, so now we're adding our acid, and we already know we're gonna have that happen with the bubbles. But if you notice, you will see the spaghetti, and it will begin to dance almost. Do you see how it's going down and coming back up? It's going up and down, and so because of those bubbles, notice what's happening. It's causing, that reaction is causing them to move and almost dance. I wanted to show you this, boys and girls, because we're going to do something that is so fun. What we're going to do is move on to, it's not really an art project. It could be with making our bottle rockets. Never made one. This was so fun. And I'm going to just give you I'm going to be honest with you. We've already done this outside when it was nice and tried out the bottle rocket so I could explain and figure out things that worked best. So first thing is, my first bottle rocket that I made was out of a water bottle, because I have a lot of those. If you notice, I have used pencils, and I have taped them with masking tape so that it's kind of a stand so our bottle can take off. You can make it out of Legos. You can make a launching pad out of Legos, or if you have Lincoln Logs, anything like that for it to take off. It's got to have space underneath, boys and girls, or it will not work. My water bottle that I tried was an epic fail. It just didn't have enough space. It wasn't big enough. So I went back to what was suggested and used the 2-liter bottle. So I have chopsticks on here. And use duct tape. You need to make sure when you're doing this, if you use, I can show you on the water bottle a little bit better, that you use, if you notice the water bottle has these lines, if you use that as a space to make sure that they're all even, because you want this to be flat. One of the other things you will see on the video is our bottle rocket had been through many challenges and it was offset. In other words, it wasn't straight up and down. And so one of our launches took off sideways out in the middle of the street. Super fun to see, but not what we wanted to have happen. So be sure when you tape it that you measure it somehow so that it will be standing straight up. You're also gonna need to make a cork. Now, I don't have corks. I didn't have any corks, and so what I did is I did have a foam noodle. So I cut the foam noodle and made me a cork, and it has this cork. It has to be airtight, and mine was not. So I took rubber bands. So improvise. You have to have it so that it completely will cover inside of your bottle opening, so that when you put your vinegar, and this is what I would do. Our amounts are right here. It's going to be 1/2 cup of vinegar to 3 tablespoons of baking soda. Now, put your 1/2 cup of vinegar in the house when you're there. Turn it upside down. Make sure nothing's leaking. If it is, that will tell you where to seal your bottle. It's got to be sealed. Also, this is a 2-man project. Janai came out and helped me, and we made a funnel. There's ways you can do it. You can take baking soda and put it in a packet, but we didn't have a funnel, so we made one. This is just half a paper plate, cut in half. So a paper plate cut in half, hence half of a paper plate. And we've taped it to make our own funnel so that when we went outside, Janai would quickly add, as you'll see in the video, the baking soda. And then Mrs. Dabrowski plugged it as quickly as she could, flipped it upside down, and we moved away to see the desired reaction. I can't wait for you to see what's coming up next. We took it outside, and this is a 2-person project. My youngest daughter, Janai, is going to help me. She's going to try to put this baking soda in here. We're trying to do this as quickly as possible. I want you to know we've tried it many times, and we have not yet had our desired reaction. Oh my goodness! You see that? Try it! This is our 5th attempt, so please do not be discouraged. Try again. That's what scientists do. Anytime they try something, they have to do it many, many times. Oh, awesome! Wasn't that amazing? I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoy getting to do it. I have had so much fun today, and I am so glad that I made this bottle rocket. I hope that you'll do both of the stems that we did today. And when you're doing the dancing spaghetti, try to use different vinegars. The only thing I had was white vinegar in my house, but maybe you have apple cider vinegar or you have red wine vinegar. Try those and see if it makes a difference, and post it or let me know. And with the bottle rockets, try different variations of the baking soda and the vinegar. See if you can get yours to even soar higher than ours did. And I just want to say today that doing this project and having the help, I could not have done it without Janiyah and Brianna. I could not have done it without their help, and especially if you saw Janiyah pouring that baking soda in, we had to work together as a team, and we had to do it many, many times, and we kept messing up, and it didn't work out, but we persevered. We had endurance. We didn't just give up. In life, things are going to happen. I can tell you right now that scientists working today doing things, they aren't successful the first time. They have to retry. They learn something. We learned something about the cork. We learned something about the vinegar. We learned something each time and we changed it. And so in life, sometimes we have to do that. We have to learn as we go and make the changes necessary so that we can be successful. In school, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. When you have a mistake and you have a problem, you go to figure out how to do it. And boys and girls, I want to encourage you as you're working at home to also have patience with one another. Patience with younger brothers and sisters, patience with your parents, patience with your teachers. If Janiyah and I had not had patience with one another, our bottle rocket would never have done what it did. It took both of us. So please, I encourage you, work on honoring God by showing your patience and by working hard and not stopping. Never stop learning. You can always learn something new each and every day. And so I pray that you will enjoy your studies with your family, that you will honor Him in all that you do, and that you'll remember how much He loves you. He loves you so much that He sent His Son Jesus, and He sent His Son Jesus for each one of us. And so may we honor Him with our time and our studies. And again, boys and girls, please post your videos. Until next time, bye.